Okay, one of the very common thing that I see, a lot of young people doing drugs, the very first question that I ask to them is why you got hooked to the drug, why you start doing it. And the most common answer that I get, from 18 or 19 or 20 years old are because it's really cool to do it. And I said, like, who told you that? And there's like people tell me that it's a really cool thing to do, it's a very good thing to do or something like that. And I was like, I can't believe them, and I would tell them this. So whatever the people will tell you, you're gonna believe that. So I'm telling you, doing horse shit is really cool. Will you do that? And they look at me with this crazy face, and like, uh, like I'm insane or something. This guy is not um, having his mind and has gone completely insane. Who is gonna do horse shit? Okay, so why would you do the drug just because people are saying it's good to do, but you are just not doing horse shit because I told you to do so? So what difference does it make? And I guess sometimes they kind of understand the point what I was trying to make is like, you have to understand what people intention are behind, what their behind their statement. So you cannot totally believe what people are saying to you. If you're one of the friend or coworker or whoever is trying to introduce something like, drug is good, it's really gonna make you relax, calm, make you feel good or something like that. You have to understand if he's a dealer or if he's trying to sell his product, or why he's saying that to you. Maybe he has some kind of drugs, or he's deals some kind of drugs that he's trying to make money off of you. So how else he would get you hooked? He had to tell you that it's cool stuff, it's gonna make you feel good and stuff like that first, so that you get curious to the drug. And then once you get it started, you get hooked. And that's what a lot of people do it. That's how the name of the game is, to get get you hooked with some kind of substances. Once you start doing it, and then you just cannot quit it like that. So my best advice for the people is not to believe everything people say. There are a lot of people who have different kind of agendas behind their statements, so just be very, very careful with those kind of statement. But sometimes people also criticize me being a hypocrite because I don't know if you have seen my past videos or not, but I did drug for a couple of years, which is maybe from 8 to 10 years duration. I did give up, drug on the between, so I just didn't do for the 10 years straight. I was, doing one kind and giving up that kind, and but always have been changing or evolving to different kinds and things like that. So of course, when they call me hypocrite, it's like, who had already done drugs and telling you not to do it is kind of makes sense. But I'm just telling you that I have not done drug for 2 years, and that's the whole point of trying to teach what I have learned from the people on the street and things like that. One of the things that I want to tell you is, like, since I had a lot of friends who were doing drugs, but sometimes I have seen the difference between my friends also who did the same kind of drug, but with a different schedule. The people who did drug when they got out, early in the morning when they get off from the bed, instead of drinking coffee or tea, they would have to do the drug to make them wake, or make them realize that they are even up or something like that. That kind of people had lost their job, relationship, money, education, and all those kind of thing, just because they were doing drugs very early in the daytime, where there's a lot of sunlight. They could have done a lot of other things. When they do drugs, they are already didn't care about much of the other stuff, and were high the whole day. And then and then maybe sleep in the night, and not have any productive days. But people, there were some other of my friends who were doing drugs, but they were kind of really good with the education, really good with the job and having a relationship, those kind of friends were doing drugs around a very late evening or in the early night. So they would do drug around 7 or 8 p.m. or do around 10 or 11 p.m. They would have enough time to uh, do do all the activities they want to, and they would actually do the drugs on the well, they were actually better than, it's like it's best to quit the drug, but if you cannot quit the drug, it's always to manage is better. Like, like I said, if you do the drug early in the morning, that will totally ruin your life, versus if you do the drug, on the late night or late evening or early night, like, around 8 or 9 p.m. or 10 or 11 p.m., depending upon the you're doing upper or downer. If you're doing downer, then you would just, feel a little bit tired and go to sleep, and sometimes that would, help you relax more, and the next day you wake up, you feel energized and you have energy. And um, and you are like good, versus people who do drug early in the morning are like totally the whole day is already gone and they cannot do anything else. So my best advice is for you to either totally quit the drug, and if you cannot, if you had just started and want to experiment more, then you can at least try to do it at evening or at late night, and give the daytime to do your own activities, school, job, relationship, something like that. Just work on yourself, okay? So this is the advice from my side to you guys, okay? I hope you would learn something from this video and try to manage it.